some people on. We are here for our virtual teaching. I tried to do it earlier with the screen schedule live, but we was having some technical difficulties in that vein. Come on in, let me know who is watching. Say something to me. And let me know that you are definitely in the building. I thank God for each and every one of you. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Share, tag, share, and invite some people in this evening. We're going to have us a good conversation. I believe this conversation is going to be very impactful for every believer, for every saint. I believe this live is going to help us navigate and become better Christians, become better saints, and to be able to do kingdom and understand what we are wrestling against. And like I always said, we are not wrestling against flesh and blood. I want to start off with that. We are not wrestling against flesh and blood, but we are wrestling against principalities, wickedness in high places. And you must know, and you must identify the wickedness that is in every high place, every low place. Blessings unto you. You got to know what is going on in the spirit. You have to know. You have to be keen in the spirit. You have to be very watchful. Give me a moment. I am tagging some of my family and saints. Sorry. Had a long day. I hope your day was well. Come on in. We are going to tackle this tonight. I promise you we're going to get this right. We're going to get it right. And it's going to be what we need it to be tonight. I want to talk again. I want to talk from blessings. I want to title this lesson on the fallen angels and demons. Many of times we say we know demons. We say we are canceling out demons. We say we are doing everything that we want to do with the fluent in spiritual warfare. And I want to start off and say spiritual warfare is a very powerful thing and a topic that a lot of people don't want to talk about, don't know nothing really about it to the point to be in the spirit realm. But spiritual warfare is essential. It is indeed what navigates us and from natural and physical. It's the spiritual realm that can produce a lot of things before it happens on the face of the earth. So with that being said, I want to start off and say, many of us, we always hear the notion Satan got cast out of heaven, and we always say he got cast out. But what is the reason why he got cast out of heaven? And a lot of times we don't look at the reason. Many of us was taught that he was very prideful, very arrogant, and wanted to puff himself up more than what he needed to be. He wanted to be God. He wanted to have the opportunity to reign. He wanted the prestige. He was called the son of the morning. and he was a beautiful thing. Lucifer, if you understand, you do your research on Lucifer. Lucifer was a beautiful angel. He was one of the most stunning thing to look at. But when he began to puff himself up, when he began to want to be higher than God, when he wanted to have his way, he then conflict began. Revelations 12 talks about the apostle John talks about it, and we recorded in on the island of Patmos. He recorded that I want to read verse 8 and verse 7 through 9, and it said, and a war broke out in heaven. Michael and his angels fought with the dragon, and the dragon and his angels fought. Verse 8, but they did not prevail, nor was a place found for them in heaven any longer. Verse 9 says, and so the great dragon was cast out, that serpent of old called the devil and Satan, who deceived the whole world. He was cast to the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. And if we know from studying, a third of the angels was cast out with him. According to some studies, they reckon that it was over 40,000 angels that was cast out of heaven with Satan, and with him was one of the lead angels. And I would pronounce these names, but I want you to look at these names. Here we go. We have blessings, evangelist blessings. We have Semaza. He was the leader. He was the leader of the falling angels. He was the leader. He was the one that led them, that was powerful. He was the one that was the great the one of the chief. I don't like to use the word chief, but he was one of the chief angels, the head man in charge, and he fell with him. He fell. If you look at the book of Enoch, Enoch gave a good example of what happened during the fall. And here we see these angels after the fall. Fallen angels it was cast out of heaven. The Bible declares in Genesis 6 and 2. Let's go there. I want to work this tonight. I want to take time and work this. Genesis chapter number 6. Genesis chapter number 6. Let's go. I want you to grab your apparatus or whatever you got and take some good notes. Okay. Genesis chapter number 6. And let's go to verse number 2. Let's start at verse number 1. Genesis chapter number 6, verse number 1. It says, and it came to pass when men began to multiply the face of the earth, and the daughters were born unto them, that the sons of God saw the daughters of men, that they were fair. They it was good pleasing to them. It was good looking to them. They enjoy the features. Okay, that was fair me. And they took them wives, all which were close. Now here it is. We got to deal with this. This here, they took them wives. In the book of Enoch, if you really study the book of Enoch and really become a student and understand what is going on, Enoch was a major prophet that never tastes death. And Enoch recorded that these angels It was about 200 of them that sat there, and they saw the daughter of men. They saw the daughter of men, and some scholars suggest that these daughters was the lineage of Cain. Can I say that again? They saw these daughters as the lineage of Cain. The scholars saw these daughters as the lineage of Cain, and they felt the need to go after the daughter of men, because if you understand Cain was the one that killed his brother. Can I say that again? Cain was the one that killed his brother for because his offering was better than his. And so now now you got the backdrop to it. Let's keep moving. So here it is. Here it is. These angels, these fallen angels, and Zemi Azar, there we go. He said, we will not do this because I will get in trouble. He said, I will get in trouble if we do this sin. And they made a oath, all 10, lead angels of the 10 hosts made alliance on Mount Hermon that said, we will make this bind, that we will do this together. They were unified to the point where they said, we will do this, and we will go down, and we will take these women for our pleasure and marry them. Now, this is the problem. This is the problem that I have. These angels, fallen angels, they wanted to be married to these let me say how I want to say it. These fine women. These angels wanted to be married to these fine women. And they went and was disobeyed God and married these women. That's why we find where all these angels wanted these men wanted the angels and things like that in Genesis. Now I want to paint the picture for you, that you have a clear understanding what is going on. And here it is. These 10 fallen angels made an oath saying, we gonna vow, and these are their names, we gonna vow, and we will go down and take these women as wives, and enter them and get to know them. Get to know them for my grown-ups is to have intercourse with them. From them, these are the names of the leaders that made the oath to do this terrible thing. Here it is. After they did this terrible thing, we have now find that these same angels has taught their wives, and they begin to go into them and defile them with information that they taught them. Okay, here it is. They taught them. They started to teach them about charms. Here we go. Y'all ready for this? We going all the way in. We talked about they taught them about charms. They taught them about enchantments. Yeah. They taught them how to cut the roots. The cutting of roots. And they made them acquainted with plants. And the woman became pregnant, and they bear great giants. With these giants in the Greek terminology was called Nephilims. They was called Nephilims because that Greek word Nephilim mean they were fallen one. It was translated to fallen one. Can I teach like I feel it? It was translated to fallen ones. When you look at the word Nephilim, that word will means the fallen one. Here it is. After they took these women and they started teaching them about how to do charms and how to do enchantments and how to use the cutting of the roots and how to make them acquainted with plants. They bear great children. They bear great children in a height of 3,000 eels. They was over 7 foot tall, according to some scholars. And when when these giants see that no man could contain them or sustain them, the giants turned against them and started devouring mankind. They started to turn into demons. I want to call them demons, where they started eating and went on a blood path, eating the mankind, and started tormenting them because they were powerful, because they was half angelic and half fully man. They was a hybrid. Here it is. There was a hybrid, and nobody could contain them. Let me say that again. Nobody could have contained them. Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. We got to understand these fallen angels. Let's go back. Let's go back to these fallen angels. Not only did they teach them charms, and not only did they teach them enchantment, Semazaza, he taught them enchantments and root cutting. The leader of them all taught them how to use enchantments, taught them how to do what we call witchcraft, what we call sorcery, what we call things in that nature. He taught them how to do the root cutting, how to do things that was contrary to the knowledge God wanted us to know. Ambarosa, he taught them the resolving of enchantments. He taught them more how to use it and for your will. Bar Kuka, he taught them